There's thousands of moments in my life that I cherished and I will cherish till the day I die that would not have been possible if I did not speak Spanish. You're gonna have these random coffee shop conversations with strangers, long talks with friends and cultivate deep, meaningful, lifelong friendships that you would never have had access to. There's techniques, methods, and practices that go back thousands of years. Somehow, none of it's taught in school. They're extremely powerful, life-changing. 4 of hearts, and then 5 of spades, and then the 9 of hearts, and then the 9 of clubs, and the king of hearts. Eso. You're gonna have to wrestle with your subconscious brain, with the monkey brain. You're gonna wanna not show up. You're gonna wanna skip a day, skip 2 days. Next thing you know, 5 months go by, and you're like, what the hell happened to my Spanish, right? We need to stay consistent. It's simple, but it's not always gonna be easy. All right. Everybody ready? Lista calista telefonista. Oh, that's another fun one to learn. So what's lista mean? Ready. So if you're a man, you'll be listo. Normally listo is a lot more common than lista. I need my didn't. That was a joke. Some late bloomers. That's good. So list. Yeah, because men normally get ready faster than, never mind. They said there was a recent Harvard, there was a recent Harvard study that came out, and it turns out that scientifically, right, exact length of 5 minutes when a woman says she's going to be ready is the same as when a man says he'll be home from the bar in 5 minutes. It's the exact same 5 minutes. All right, so this is going to be hopefully the last week where I have to yell like a crazy guy the whole time because we're trying to make sure everybody hears with the wind. Try to get a microphone for next time, but let's, if anybody didn't hear anything you want me to repeat, just let me know. Repito, repita. But very close, I like it. So, again, every week is going to be the same basic format. We're going to start at 6 o'clock, try to be here a little bit earlier so we have a good solid 30 minutes of practice time. This week and last week, we're starting a little bit late, but we're going to be starting pretty much at 6:30 sharp. So the first 30 minutes are really, really important because you get to practice for 30 minutes with the practice book that I had designed. It's not a study book, it's a practice book. So if you could just handle those 20 pages and you could understand the basic principles of those words, you can reverse engineer, copy, paste, and you can have access to about 60% of any conversation ever. So people tend to think about learning a new language as this giant, unsurmountable Mount Everest of a task, right? And it's so overwhelming. But when we actually stop and think about what we need, it becomes so much easier. So let's take the Spanish language, for example. Very, very similarly to English, there's about 200,000 words, let's call it. So 200,000 words exist, right? How many words do you think that you know in English out of those 200,000 words in English?
23.
I mean, a lot. You're closer than the... I mean, as a native speaker in English who gone maybe college or university, you've read a bunch of books, all right? That's a lot closer to an average guess, but it's actually a lot less. It's about, depending on your level of education, it's like 20 to 40,000. If you went to university and you're reading like 20 books a year, big giant novels with all kinds of big adult words, right? Maybe you have 40. Most native speakers have like 20,000 words in their passive vocabulary. All right. So basically, to sit down with a native speaker and to understand 100% of everything that's going on, you need to have those 20,000 words. Who's happy with 99.9%? Right? Yeah, screw the 100, right? 99.9, good enough for me? Yes, good enough for you? Perfect. So you don't need 20,000, you only need 10,000. So you just dropped by 0.1% of your comprehension, right? Which is, insignificant, and you eliminated 10,000 words that you don't need to learn them anymore. You could erase them. Thank you. Good riddance. Now, who's happy with 98%? 98%? Yes? Excellent. Me too. 100%. Right? With 98%, we only need about 5,000 words. So again, we just chopped it off in half, and we got rid of 5,000 words that we never even need to look at. Because it's very easy to ask, I didn't understand that. Could you explain that word to me? Right? Or every once in a while, Even I use Google Translate every once in a while, right? To get one of those 20,000 words. So, who's happy with 80%? Right? Yes, excelente. I'm happy with 80%. Right? 80%, you only need 1,000 words. So, we've eliminated the 19,000, and we're very happy with the 80%. We can get by, we could explain. With 80%, you could explain everything, and you could ask all the questions and understand the 20% that you're missing. Right? Where are my C students out there? 60%. Who's happy with passing? Bare minimum. I just want to pass. I'm happy. I'm just happy to be here and get a diploma. Right? You only need about 500 words. Si vous avez des questions ou vous n'avez pas compris quelque chose en anglais, ça me ferait plaisir de faire des petites parenthèses en français. So yeah, if you didn't understand anything and you need a little parenthesis, I'll try my best. I can't explain everything in all the languages, but I can try, and maybe I get myself in trouble, we'll see. But so you only need about 500 words for like 60%. And it's crazy, if you just learn like 50 words in any language, 50 to 100 words, you could handle like 20-30%, which is huge. To travel to a country, right? To go to Turkey and learn 50 Turkish words, or you go to Russia, you learn 50 Russian words, Germany, 50 words. You have enough to go out and communicate a little bit, to connect, to make some friends, to joke, to laugh, to feel a sense of belonging. So we really don't need that much. So let's stay as lazy as possible and minimize, right? So that 20 pages, if you understand the principles, you can reverse engineer and you can access a lot. So it's really, really, really powerful. And we need to get information in very deep so that we can do it on a subconscious level. So the 4 stages of mastering everything or anything in life is, in the beginning, you have unconscious incompetence. When you don't know how dumb you are, you don't know how little you know. That's bliss, right? Bliss. And then you start seeing things and you're like, oh my God, I have to learn all that? Oh my God, I'm so far. So now you've reached consciously incompetent. Now you're consciously incompetent, right? Then you start to understand a little bit and you start focusing and applying yourself and a little bit of repetition. And all of a sudden, if you really focus and the stars align just right and Mercury is rising at 6 p.m. and you're in the right Cancer, Capricorn, right, whatever, it works. Now you've reached conscious competence. And then you need some repetition to get to the level of mastery, which is the unconscious competence or subconscious competence, whatever you want to call it. So people assume that you're going to be on a journey towards that 4th level, that coveted, beautiful 4th level throughout a few months or 6 months or 20 years. And that's the holy grail, the finish line. That is not the case. Certain concepts, every single concept will take its journey along those 4 steps until it reaches the finish line, right? So how do we say beer in Spanish? Cerveza. How do we say please? Por favor. How do we say thank you? Porfa, yes. Porfis, I like it. Very good. Por favor, porfa is better. Porfis is better. And how do we say thank you? Gracias. And how do you say bathroom? Baño. Congratulations. You are all the unconscious competence. You've all reached native fluency in ordering a beer, paying for it, thank you, and going to the bathroom, right? That is a very essential element for traveling in Mexico, right? So certain words and certain concepts over time will reach native fluency or the subconscious or unconscious competence, right? So don't wait until that point. Try to get certain concepts, certain words nailed in until finally it makes so much sense that you can do it in your sleep. Then you can move on to new stuff, right? So every day you're making progress, and certain words you're gonna notice. Oh wow, I ordered that coffee and I didn't have to think about it. Oh, I just ordered the taxi and I negotiated and I didn't have to think about it. That's a huge win, right? You have other problems, but that's okay. You've made some progress, okay? So, and then at 6:30 we're gonna be starting sharp, so that we can finish on time and respect everybody's time. How the gifts and the bribes work. Dallas was asking why all the free lessons and the bribes and everything. Well, first I'll explain the gifts and then I'll explain. So everybody who comes on their first lesson, you get a gift, a bribe. Every second lesson that you attend, you also get a bribe, a gift. Every 5th lesson, I said it was the verb tense course. I lied. On the 5th lesson, you're actually getting the full online course. So the full online course, a 15-hour course that gives you basic conversational fluency, is $350. You get it for free. All you got to do is show up five weeks in a row. So those of you who are already on your 5th week, I think, right? Congratulations. Just send me a message, say week number 5, and you get the free access link, 100%. I just asked that you send a $5 donation to a charity that I'm supporting. I'm going to post it in the group a little bit later. Just if you want, I just suggest it, a $5 donation to a charity, but it's not necessary. And then on the 10th one, you will get another one that you can give to a friend. You can give it to anybody you want. You have a second access link that you can share the Spanish course with somebody else. And when you attend, so that's 10 out of 11. You're allowed to miss one. Everybody gets sick. And if you attend 20 out of 22, you could access live 3-day intense Spanish course that gives you basic conversational fluency in 15 hours. Normally it's $400 or 8,000 pesos. If you attend 20 out of 22, you get to come for free. If you've already attended, you get to send a friend for free, right? So, and for those of you who were asking about that, the next available one is March 3, 4, and 5. There's still 4 spots left. So for those who are interested, send me a message to confirm your spots ASAP. Yes?
What if you were away and you started late and missed the first 3?
Whenever you start again, you start your count again. You start your count. So it's everything is personal. That's why the book is there, so you can see when you can attend 5 consecutive. And if you miss a couple, doesn't matter. They're all being recorded now, so you can do them online, so you don't miss the content. And then you just come back, and then you can continue. I mean, you'll reset the clock for the gifts, but it doesn't matter. The knowledge is there. There's 2 reasons why doing it this way. First of all, I've told you since the day one, there's 3 gifts. The 3 major gifts that I want to share with you all is the gift of Spanish, so that you can have a near native level of fluency in Spanish. You can go out and have all the wonderful experiences that I've had over the last couple of years. Truly unimaginable, the things that you will live, that you will experience, the connections, the culture that you will understand, the unforgettable memories that you will create, right? I want you to have that. The second gift is the gift of brain hacking or memory hacking or speed learning, which is a practice that has gone back thousands of years. And it is incredibly powerful. You have no idea the power that it has. The people nowadays that are practicing it regularly are memorizing literally thousands and thousands and thousands of numbers in 1 hour. They're memorizing entire books verbatim, word per word. They're sitting down with like 30, 40, 50, 60 decks of cards, right? It's over 3,000 individual cards. And they're just memorizing the order of each of them. And they're not Rain Man, they're not autistic, right? Maybe some of them have, a lot of them are just regular people, right? With regular IQs who have just put some time into these methods, right? People, they call me a language expert or a language master. I've just been doing these tricks for a long time to give you the impression that I'm a genius, the impression that I'm a language master, memorizing names and numbers and decks of cards and things. It's not the case. I'm just a regular guy who's been practicing these tricks, and it's a party trick, right? You see a magician doing illusions, right? They just practice moving their hands for a couple hours at home, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of years, until they got really good at it. And then now that it looks like magic. So I want to share that with you as well. That's a game changer. And also the gift of giving. The gift of giving is great from a selfless and selfish perspective, because you're helping other people around you. You're sharing, right? But also cosmic resonance and karma, you're getting it back. And also in your mind, in your neurology, you are getting a lot of happiness chemicals, right? The helper's high. When you are helping, supporting someone, offering help, even asking for help, receiving help, your brain is releasing dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, 3 of the 4 happiness chemicals. So if you help somebody while running a marathon, you literally have your brain flooded with all the happiness you could ever experience in your lifetime in 1 moment, right? All the happiness chemicals. So you get an extreme high, and it flushes out cortisol and stress. So you're able to actually access so much more of your intelligence, so much more of your IQ, so much more of your mind, right? Like I was saying last week with Ina, who often says she has a hard time with Spanish, But when she has friends visiting from out of town who don't speak Spanish, and she has to help them, translate for them, get them out of the wrong kind of trouble, get them into the right kind of trouble, right? All of a sudden, she's speaking really, really, really respectable Spanish because she's outside of herself. She's not thinking about how dumb she sounds or she thinks or how bad she thinks her Spanish. She's just doing. She's helping, and all of a sudden she has access to all the Spanish, all of it, right? So from both perspectives, it's a win-win situation. So on that note, I want to support local entrepreneurs, people, local artisans. So we have 47 of these hearts. So I think there was 20 from today. Next week, we get the other 27. So there's 47 hearts that are made from Dallas's friend, building manager or something. So she learned to knit or crochet, or I think they're knitting, when she was very young. And minimum wage in Mexico, anybody know what it is? Yeah, it's actually less. Legally, minimum wage is 168 pesos a day, I think, like $8 a day. Waiters are getting like $5 a day, but tips, a lot of people end up getting more than that, right? Like $10, $15, $20. Oh, sorry, yeah, Canadian. Yeah, okay, you're good. So, right, people, even the cops here, they're making 8,000 pesos a month, right? Risking their lives. So a lot of people, they're not making good salaries, especially if they have kids and braces and things. There's no money left over for rainy days or for traveling. So to supplement her income, she learned and took some courses to make some art. So she makes these hearts and things like that. So to help give her a little support and love and support, basically. So we have these 47 hearts. The number 47 is the charity that I told you that I was supporting. It's called 47 Dreams. I'll post a link in the Lechugas group. I would just ask if everybody can put $5 for this charity that's supporting 47 students in an underprivileged school, basically for free. They're going there for free. The teachers are all volunteers. And it's basically trying to give them some hope. So to get 47 of their wildest dreams come true, help them with tuition, and also they're also on the side helping pretty much anybody. So also if anybody has any ideas of people they want to support, either artisans or entrepreneurs, or just somebody that needs some help or some support or a wheelchair or anything, you can also write them a message on the Instagram or Facebook, 47 Dreams, and Spider-Man shows up and works some magic and then delivers the goods. So if everybody gets $5 and shares it, it goes a long way, and then Spider-Man can go around helping a lot more people. And the other reason is I've taught over 1,000 students in the last couple of years, and I've been teaching brain hacking since I learned it like 20 years ago, and I've been teaching Spanish since I started learning it in 2015. And what I've learned is the people who are reaching near native fluency in 5 months, 6 months, even a year, are the ones who are just staying consistent. It's not a magic pill, right? What you are coming here for, I cannot give you. I can't give you native fluency. As much as I want to, as much as I try to, it's not something that I can give you. I can give you all the tools that you need to get there, right? I can't make you a soccer star. I can give you the soccer ball, the uniform. I can give you the strategies. I can coach you. But you have to go out there and play. You have to go out there and play and practice and meet other people. And you have to fall on your ass. You have to get the ball taken away from you a bunch of times. You have to go through that. No coach can go through that in your stead, right? So the only way that you're going to get there is if you stay consistent. And what I've noticed is even when there's no money involved and it's free, people have a really hard time staying consistent because lives get in the way, work gets in the way, our health gets in the way, all the things, all the excuses. Some of them are valid excuses, but they're still excuses, right? Some of them are valid, but they're still excuses. And then a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by, and then, I'll start again in 2024. 2024 resolution, we'll start strong. I gave it my best shot this year. It's February, but it's okay. No, we have to get back on there and keep going. So I would love to have all my courses for free, but also I notice when something is completely free, people don't put value to it. It's funny, I've offered course for free to a lot of people and they don't show up. Literally, don't show up. People who pay show up and they learn a lot because they've invested, right? So the goal for here is the same thing why I asked for at least 150 pesos minimum consumption is I don't want to make money off of this, but I want you guys to have to pay something. So you pay 50 pesos supporting a local restaurant that's starting off, that you're paying their rent, you're paying, right? You're paying for their dreams. So that's the answer to the question. Thank you very much.
If anybody hasn't met, I see us down there. He's a great guy.
Yes, his name is Isaias, is the chef who opened the restaurant downstairs. So if you ever need anybody to practice your Spanish with, anybody needs any dirty, raunchy jokes or any weird jokes, he's got plenty of them, just ask him. And he's an amazing, amazing, amazing chef. I've had some friends from Toronto, real foodies, came down to propose to his girlfriend, and they hired him as a private chef, and they were blown away by the heart and soul and passion that he puts in his cooking. So these are the kind of people that deserve support, people that are putting their hearts in and trying to create something and need a little help and support. So if you know anybody that needs some support, post it in the Lechugas group, post it in the 47 Dreams. Somebody will make it happen. All right? So from the practice session or since the last week, any struggles that you've had, any issues, problems that you've run into, anything that has come up and you said, this is complicated, this is difficult.
Actually,
Yes.
so did somebody say te quiero mucho to me, which means I love you very much. So why would they use te quiero mucho instead of te amo?
Okay, so when do you use te quiero versus te amo? They're both the same. They both mean I love you. But te amo is from the word amor, right? Amor, love. So te amo is literally you I love, or I love you. And te quiero is literally I want you. Not in a weird raunchy way, although it could be, right? Like I want you, baby. It could be. But normally it's like I want your soul. I want your heart. I want you in my life. I want you in my mind. I want you. So they're pretty interchangeable, but one is I want you, one is I love you, but the meaning is the same. They're saying I love you. Great question.
One for romantic relationships and one for
Kind of, but I've heard them use both for both.
oh really?
So kind of, but it's
'Cause I thought
like
I was being nice to someone by saying te quiero instead of te
No.
amo because I didn't want them
I feel like amo is a little bit more amorous, a little bit more like strong, but I've heard people say te amo and te quiero to their spouses, and I've heard people say te quiero and te amo to friends.
Okay.
So yes and no.
Okay.
Great question. Yes, Tim.
Mirar and buscar.
Okay, the difference between mirar and buscar, right? So actually, great question. We're gonna see.
Watch TV or whatever.
Yeah. So I think you're thinking maybe of mirar and bear, because buscar. Okay. Buscar is to search, to seek, or to look for. Buscar means to search, to seek, or to look for. In English, it's so weird. You could look at, look for, look under, look over, look through. There's a lot of different things to look into, right? They all mean different things, right? In Spanish, more specific words for specific things. So when you're looking for something, it's buscar. When you have a magnifying glass and you have your Sherlock Holmes hat, you're buscar, right? And we're going to see buscar a little bit later. And then to look is mirar. Mirar is like look, mira, look over here, right? Mirar. Yeah, so to look at yourself in the mirror. When you look at yourself in the mirror, mirar. You look at yourself in the mirror. You're not looking for yourself. You're right there. You're not going anywhere. I don't see any looky looks faster than their shadow. Any Canadians? Yeah. Huh? Mira. Because the word buscar is searching for. So it's like on Google, you'll see buscar. See.
Revenir à love. OK, en français, on va dire j'aime le Mexique, j'aime la playa del Carmen. Alors, on va dire j'aime
Okay,
beaucoup de choses.
great question. So yes, French as well. Say, like in English too. I love Mexico. I love Mexico. I love tacos. I love all these different things. So you could say amo Mexico, but you wouldn't say like te quiero Mexico or quiero no. So when you're talking about like a thing, right, you would use amo, but they also like to use, there's a beautiful word, right? What does the word encantar, you see? Muchas gracias, Flor. Thank you, Flor. What does the word, if you already know the word, don't answer. But if you don't know the word, what does incantar sound like in English? Incantation, right? So incantar, it's to enchant. It's to enchant. So if you say me encanta, what does that literally mean? It enchants me. So they use it a lot. So you would hear, right? Me encanta. How are the tacos? Me encantan.
Okay.
Me encanta. Do you like Mexico? Oh, me encanta. Me encanta. It enchants me. What a beautiful thing. Me encanta. Me encanta. And if you grab somebody passionately and you say, me encantas, what does that mean? You enchant me. Wow, what a beautiful thing. Me encantas. Me encantas.
Duolingo, it says I love. Encanta.
So there's always different levels of translation, right? So me encanta, yes, like most people would translate it as I love. How do you, the tacos, me encantan, I love them, right? Me encanta Mexico, right? Me encantas. But technically the literal translation is it enchants me. And I think that's so much cooler, right? I think about Mexico, oh, it enchants me, right? Same thing with me gusta. It would translate to I like. But no, it pleases me. What are your thoughts about beer? Oh, it pleases me. How's the food? It pleases me much. Me gusta mucho, right? So same thing. Tengo hambre is I'm hungry, but literally it's I have hunger. I have the hunger. So you can choose to see it either way. I personally like the medieval aspect of it enchants me, it pleases me, I have hunger. I think in those terms, it's easier to speak it, but it's up to you. You can choose. Whichever one you find is easier, different people have different preferences, go for that. But that's why there will always be jobs available for translators because no AI or no Google Translate will ever be able to translate something properly 100% because there's different levels of translation. Do you want a word per word translation or do you want somebody who can understand both languages in depth, understand the cultural nuances, the jokes, the different word plays and to be able to express it? Do you want it to rhyme? Do you want it to make sense? Do you want it to, right? Depending on what you like. So there's always different levels of translation.
Alors, si tu dis, j'aime ton chien, okay, I love your dog, I love this cat.
So most of the time, the Mexican way to say it, like especially like as a woman, the easiest way to say that is expressed as "Ay mi vida, ay mi vida." That's like "Ay my life, ay mi vida." Like it's like ah. You hear that a lot. It's very common. But yeah, you can say me encanta tu perro, me encanta tu perro. Me encanta, or amo tu perro, amo tu perro. There's always so many ways to say everything, right? Choose one and go with it. But that's the beauty of language. It's never the right answer. It's never the wrong answer. It's just, it is what it is, right? Just have fun with it. Excelente. Any other issues, questions, struggles?
Here in the practice pages, it says, there's one that says, I have to do it, and the translation is, tengo que hacerlo.
Yes.
Pero por qué is okay?
Very good question. So this is a question that comes very often. Que, what does que mean? So que means what normally, right? But it could also mean that in the sense, in English we almost always remove it. I think that you are right. I think you're right. I think that it's over. I think it's over. You just remove that, right? So, but in Spanish, the que means that, but normally it means what? Now, what's I have? What do I have in my blood? Tango. I have blood. I have tango in my veins. I have danced the tango. I have tango in my blood. So tango is I have. Now there is a concept that's tango que. I don't want you to see it as tango and que I have what. No, it's one concept. It's tango que, tango que, tango que, tango que. Like the Despacito song. Tengo que bailar contigo hoy. Tengo que, tengo que. It's almost like one word in your mind. Tengo que, tengo que. And that bubble is different between I have and I have to in the sense of I must. So tango is like I have and tango que is almost like I must, right? The difference between possession is tango. It's my things. I have a cold, I have a car, tango. And obligation. I have to eat, I have to go, I have to work. Tengo que, tengo que, tengo que, tengo que. I have to dance. Tengo que bailar. Great question. What else are we struggling with?
How do you know when to use que versus cuales?
Okay, if you, like cual or cuales is which, right? So cual is which and que is what. I'm always trying to give you guys different levels of answers because it's a little bit different. I have some people that are like brand new to Spanish and some people that are already pretty near fluency. So the easy answer is doesn't matter. Choose one and right the same thing, right? Which seat would you like? What seat would you like? What preference do you have? Which preference? It doesn't really matter, but technically cual and which is when there's a set of fixed options, right? Like look, I have a Corona and a Modelo. Which of the two? Which do you like? Which do you want? So then you say cual, because there's a choice between a set of finite options, right? Whereas what is just kind of in general, like what. But my suggestion would be forget cual and just use que until you're at the point where you're very, very comfortable, where you can stop, pause, and think about that, and then you can start using both. But the easiest way is forget cual. Just use que always. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué quieres? Corona, right? Same thing. What would you like? And I just point. It's not wrong. Any other struggles? Yes.
When someone greets you with K,
Okay, ¿qué tal? So there's slang. Slang is always going to be separate concept. ¿Qué tal is just a greeting. It's like, what's up? Try to explain what's up, right? Pardon? What's up? Right? Yeah. When I was in high school, I dated a girl from Finland, and Mitä ulos? What up? And you're like, what are you saying? What up? Doesn't make any sense. No, but the Finnish people don't have much of a sense of humor. So, but no Finnish. I've used that joke with 100 Finnish people, and only one has laughed. I think it's hilarious. So some things don't translate. It's like literally, if you've never heard what's up, and somebody says what up, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? So some things don't ¿Qué tal is just a slang greeting of like sup, ¿Qué tal, sup. You can't explain it. If you've heard it 100 times, you'll use it at some point, and it'll make sense. Sorry, I had here, and then here.
Is para but or
No,
with?
para is for, pera is dog, and you're thinking of perro. Perro is dog, but it's also but. Like, lo siento, I'm sorry, pero, but. And if you bump into the dog, you say, lo siento, perro, I'm sorry, dog. Right?
Is it spelled differently than the dog?
Yeah, the dog has two R's because dogs growl. Perro, perra. And you could also use dog as a verb, perrear. Perrear means to, grind, to doggy style. Like, not, like dancing doggy style. Like, it means grinding. So if somebody asks you, like, ¿Cómo estuvo el perreo? How was the dogging? It was like, how was the dancing? How was the grinding? How was it? Was it right? And if you want to go one step further, you can say, perrear hasta el piso. Dogging all the way until the floor. Then it's like black belt level of reggaeton. That's like the black belts. Or you can mess with them even more and you can say, perrear hasta el sótano. Dogging all the way to the basement. That's how you go deep. Through the floor, down straight into the basement. Yeah, oh sorry, we have here, and then...
What's the difference between lo siento y perdón?
There is no difference between lo siento, perdón, disculpa, con permiso. They all mean sorry. That's the easy answer. Choose one that you like and use it. There's no problem, right? But literally, lo siento means I feel it. I feel your pain. I feel your suffering. I feel you, brother. I feel it, sister. I feel it. It's connection. It's sympathy. It's empathy. It's your. I feel you. Perdón, pardon is like English. It's to pardon. It's to forgive, right? Like in the justice system, when the justice system pardons you, it forgives you. If you say disculpa, you're saying remove my guilt. Unguilt me. Please, unguilt me. I feel guilty, unguilt me. So you're expressing that you're feeling really, really guilty. And then con permiso, it just means with permission. Can I pass by with permission? But I would recommend use lo siento for everything. It's the easiest thing. Because you imagine somebody says, my dad died last night. And you say, oh, disculpa. Can you remove my guilt, please? I feel terrible about what... He's like, where were you last night between the hours of 5 and 6 p.m.? Right? So do yourself a favor. Avoid needless long interrogations by the police. Just stick with lo siento. And then once you get at a level of fluency where you're feeling a lot more confident, you'll start to use and explore the disculpa, the perdón, and con permiso. Great question. Yes?
I've heard people also say que onda.
Que onda is also just slang. It's que tal, que onda. Onda is like a vibration or a frequency, right? So you can say que onda, like how's your vibe? How's your frequency? Que onda way? How is your wave and frequency, dude? Que onda way? How are you vibing today, dude? Que onda way? Que onda way? Right? And if somebody has a chill vibe, you say they're very buena onda. Oh, Mo es muy buena onda. How is your date or your friend or this person? Oh, they're buena onda. They're good vibes. They're good energy, good frequency. No, it's a O-N-D-A. Onda. O-N-D-A. Tim?
What's the difference between polla and verga?
Okay, so verga means dick. Verga is dick. You could also say pito. Pito. Polla, it also means penis. Oh, no, pollo is chicken. Polla is dick. Be careful when you're at the rotisserie, guys. After the third time, I learned my lesson. Yeah. Then they started giving me chicken. Well, no. Yeah, so there's like a lot of ways to say. Oh, you can also say, but if you say soy una verga, it means I'm the shit, I'm the best, right? You're not saying I'm a dick. You're saying I'm the best, I'm the verga, I'm the... See.
Can you say soy una pussy like as well?
It's a great question. I mean, there's a lot of words for pussy as well. I don't think it's not really used, no. It's weird, right?
Yeah, well, it should be just as good.
Normally pussy is a lot better. We can bleep that one out. Okay, any other questions, struggles?
How do you say I don't understand?
No comprendo is the easiest way. I don't comprehend. No comprendo. No comprendo. That's the same thing. So, again, I'll try to split it up. So, the easy answer, no comprendo. And the easiest answer, just say no comprende, just like in the movies. Which literally means he doesn't understand, but who cares? So, you can say no comprende, but technically it's no comprendo or no entiendo. If you're asking somebody, me comprendes or me entiendes, it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. But once you reach a very high level of fluency, you will notice a small, tiny nuance between the two. And the more polite one is entiendes, because if you are speaking at a high level and they assume that you're fluent and you ask somebody, me comprendes, technically speaking, what you're kind of asking is, do your ears work? Like, are you understanding what I'm saying? Are your ears working? Is your brain functioning properly? Right? And if I say, right, me entiendes, what I'm kind of saying is, is my mouth working? Am I explaining myself properly? So it's a small nuance, right? Most people won't even tell the difference, but that is technically the same thing. You could also say, me explico, which is literally, me explico. Explique, for the French people, it's very easy, right? To explain. So me explico means, explico would mean, but who explains? I explain, right? Because I ends with an O. So explico means I explain, and me explico means I explain myself. So do I explain myself? Me explico? That's a polite way of saying it. It's like, am I explaining myself properly? So that's the best way is me explico, me entiendes, and then me comprendes. But you can use any one you want. I've tried and I've used them all, and nobody ever, mentioned anything. It was only after like a year when I asked the question and somebody finally gave me the answer, and I said, oh, that's interesting. So, great question. Any other questions, Stouts? All right, let's, whoa, time is flying. Any big wins, big Spanish wins? Were you able to express something, to get something? Yes. You got your driver's license. Did you have to explain things or in Spanish and paperwork and everything? So you're going through bureaucracy in Spanish. That's probably like one of the highest levels you could attain. So well done. Well done, Irving. Any other wins?
I was in the supermarket and I was just going through the checkout and just talking normally, well, in Spanish, obviously. And then there was a lady behind, and apparently, like, she was speaking English to the checkout chick.
A little louder, louder.
Oh, louder.
Yeah, loud.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was in the supermarket, right, and it was amazing. And I had just finished paying for my stuff, and I'm speaking basic Spanish with the checkout chick. Do you guys call it checkout chick?
Yeah, check.
Yeah. Anyway, checkout chicks, and anyway, I was finishing up, but there was a lady behind, and the checkout chick grabbed the wine bottle off the lady and took it off her, and the lady was just so confused. And then the checkout chick turned to me and said, "Can you please translate that why she can't buy wine on the weekends after 5 p.m." And so then I had to translate, and I translated a few sentences for her. But the fact she asked me.
Woo, well done.
Yes.
See, when somebody's asking you to translate, that's a huge sign of respect. I think we have a big win. Here, come up here, Tim. We've got a big win over here. Tell us about your win, Tim.
I asked Tita to marry me in Espanol.
Woo!
Valentine's Day. On Valentine's Day.
Proposing in Spanish. But wait. What did she say?
Yes.
She said yes. She said sí. What did you tell her? Not to put you on the spot now. But yeah.
¿Quieres casarte contigo?
Yes.
Te llamo mucho.
Well done. ¡A huevo, wey! ¡Felicidades! Oh, so cute. So cute. Excelente. That's amazing. So yes, find ways that are going to motivate you to practice, right? You have to go out there and speak to people, and that's how you will get conversational the fastest way. I didn't have time to go to classes. I was just at work, and I was just trying to go out and meet people and speak with people and learn through those experiences. Don't wait until you have enough vocabulary to converse. Converse until you have enough vocabulary to feel comfortable conversing. All right, so let's move on to some more content. We're going to look at a bit of slang, joke, expression, some new words, some stories, and then I'm going to teach you how to bribe cops and get out of trouble in general and open doors to pretty much anywhere you want to go in Mexico. All right? There's a full hour course that I did once on how to bribe a cop and get out of trouble. It's on YouTube, so you can watch it for free. But I'll give you guys the abridged version tonight. And again, normally in my courses, I say don't take notes. But because we're only like short amount of time and we kind of rush through things, we don't have time to practice them and reinforce them. You can take notes or also just listen to the recording to reinforce it and to learn the jokes and the different things so you could apply them, right? You could learn a joke and say it 100 or 200 or 300 times in 1 week very easily. Walk up to a stranger, a taxi driver, waitress, waiter, anybody, on a date, whatever, and just say, ¿Quieres broma? Right? In Mexico, in Spanish, you can joke about everything, but you never joke about a bro's ma. Unlike in English, right? We're always, your mama's so fat, your mama's so dumb, your mama's so fat, she jumped for air, she got stuck, right? Fell in love and she broke it. All these things, like, we grew up with these, right? In Spanish, never make a joke about a bro's ma. Even if they're your bro, your friend, they get upset. They don't understand, like, the mother is a saint. Even if it's out of, like, really, like, with a friend, they will get upset, like, really upset. So don't make a joke about a bro's ma. And the word for joke is broma. How?
Broma.
Broma.
Is it under Speak Like a Local, the YouTube video?
Yeah, on YouTube, Speak Like a Local, that you'll see the video there. I think it's how to get out of, I didn't want to put how to bribe cops, although maybe I did. I think I put how to get out of trouble or something, I don't know. I wasn't sure about the legalities of it. I'll post a link. Thank you very much. So yeah, basically, I mean, I'm a bit of a black belt in that regards. I always try to find the most efficient ways to get to, point A and point B. I'm not a genius by any way, but what I've always been really, really, really good at is looking at identifying details and identifying patterns. That's always been my brain, math and patterns and details. That's my area of specialty. That's why I look at the language and I can see the patterns and see what order to teach them in. But yeah, I'm extremely lazy. I hate working. I hate studying. Right now, I have 3 weeks to learn Portuguese. Actually, 2 weeks now. Because somebody hired me to teach them. And it's so fucking boring and I hate it. It's so difficult for me to find time and do it. I hate it. But when I was in Germany for 5 weeks, right, I hated the part at home where I was learning words. But when you go out and go to a party or barbecue and then learn from that context, that's so much more fun, right? When I was in Spanish, I didn't have any classroom. It was all done in a fun way with people. So this is the way that I recommend learning. And when I was already at a basic conversation, I wanted to an advanced level. I decided the best way would be to drive my motorcycle for 6 months without a license plate. So I get pulled over twice a week for 6 months. And I mean, that's how I tell the story, but really I was too lazy to take a whole day off and go wait at the Mexican DMV. Now I realize you can pay somebody to wait for you, but it's a whole day, it's a whole process. So like, I'll get it later. And then 6 months went by and I said, it's a great way for me to practice my Spanish. So I will share with you all the tricks and tips. I'm really good at it, so you guys will be able to do that as well. So first, let's learn a little bit of slang. Last time we did a huevo way, which means fuck yeah, dude. A huevo way, fuck yeah, dude. A huevo way, a huevo way, a huevo way. Right? Or also it means hell yeah, dude. Or, it's not really a swear word, so it's a bit cleaner. We have chingon way, which means awesome, dude. The shit, dude. Right? So how are you? Chingon way. Crack up. They laugh so hard. They find it so hilarious. Even if a cop pulls you over, like immigration, how are you? You say, chingon way. They will laugh their ass off. It catches them off guard so much.
Can you explain about huevos? Huevos.
So huevos.
Huevo, it's very cool, and sometimes it's very bad. No?
There is a word huevo, but it's very bad.
No, you say
A huevo.
a huevo means fuck yeah, dude. If you say está de huevos, it means it's really cool. De huevos. I don't think I can remember a huevos in a bad way, unless it's like huevos rotos, broken eggs maybe. But it's possible. And then a huevo way, somehow it literally means of egg, dude. But somehow it means hell yeah, dude. Don't ask me why, but that's what it means. Right? Chingon way is the like awesome dude. And then we also did the fresco como lechuga, which is not really slang, but it's just so hilarious to see people's reactions on their face when they ask you how are you and you say fresco como lechuga, fresh as lettuce. Who's tried it out? Yeah, how were the reactions? Fabulous. Nothing, not articulate. Fresco como lechuga. I got a date. You got a date? Dallas got a date with fresco como lechuga.
It's not going to work out, but I got a date.
You got a date, who cares? I've had a lot of students that have had dates because of fresco como lechuga, so it's magic. Now today, if you're surprised about something, like, oh my God, I'm so happy and surprised. No mames way. No mames way. It literally means don't suck, dude. Because mamar means to suck. But no mames is like, holy shit, bro. It's a sign you're expressing shock, excitement, surprise, right? It's, oh my God, no mames way. It's also a great way to start a fight. You bump into somebody and say, no mames way, right? Like, what the fuck, bro? So no means a lot of things depending on how you say it. You can say, no mames way, no mames way, no mames way. Oh, no mames way. It all means different things, but you can always use it in any situation and it means something different, but it's very clear. Whatever your intention is, it will express it, right? No mames way, no mames way. Also, in that same kind of part, oh, if you want to be more clean and like, like instead of saying fuck, you say fudge or shit shoot. Instead of no mames way, you can say no manches, which literally means no stains. So, which is also a fun little joke that I invented a while back. Some people find it hilarious. Some people who don't have a sense of humor, they don't laugh. But I think it's hilarious. You just like people ask you, what's wrong? You're like, I was very upset this morning, but now I'm feeling a lot better. They say, why? Well, I had a stain on my shirt. I dropped some coffee, but I gave it to the dry cleaner, and now no manches. Now no stain. But now it's like, oh my God, it's clean. No manches. Limpio. So, little wordplay there. And then in the same spirit of like surprise, you can say neta, like nets, like net profit, like that's the net truth? Really? Neta? Neta? Right? So it's very slangy, but it's used a lot. Chulada is like sexy, like fucking like the car is chulada, the girl is chulada. It's like sexy. Like, papi chulo, mami chula is like hot mama, hot daddy. So yeah, neta, like surprise, neta. Excelente. Now let's learn a couple of words. We had a request last time for opposites, so we'll try to always add some opposites. So now we have with and without, right? Last week I was driving on the highway, I picked up a hitchhiker. I didn't realize until much later, till the cops pulled us over, that the whole time I was driving with an escaped convict who was wanted by the police because he conned Akon, the singer Akon, right? I was driving with an escaped convict who conned Akon. I was with a con. The whole time I was driving the highway with a con. I was with a con, right? What's chili with meat? Chile con carne. So with is con. With is con. Chile con carne. I was driving with an escaped con. Right? Now, I didn't judge the guy, right? Maybe he had a reason for what he did. And what I learned from the Bible, didn't learn much, but what I learned from the Bible was he who is without sin should cast the first stone. He who is without sin cast the first stone. So don't cast the first stone unless you are without sin. Without sin, without sin, without sin. Without in Spanish is, trying to learn some Spanish here. Jeez. So without is sin. So I'm driving with a con and without sin, right? Tequila sin limon. Tequila without lemon or lime. Tequila sin sal. Sin gluten. Sin sal. Right? Sin. Excelente. I had my birthday party in September and I was so pissed off. I had all my friends that were invited to the party and two of my best friends showed up 2 hours late to the party. You imagine the frustration. One of them showed up completely empty-handed, not even any excuses. The other friend, he showed up with a giant tray filled with Jaeger bombs. A giant bottle, a 4-liter bottle of Jägermeister. And all these Red Bulls and shot glasses, it was a whole contraction. He arrived with a tray filled with Jaeger bombs and Jägermeister. Who was I less pissed off at? Jaeger, right? So, moral of the story, if you're going to arrive late, always arrive with Jaeger. Always arrive with Jaeger. Arrive with Jaeger. Arrive. Jaeger. Arrive. Jaeger. Arrive. Jaeger, arrive. Excelente. Now, anybody watching the new Viking series? Vikings? Yeah, it's pretty good. First one was better, I think. But Vikings, right? Vikings, when they're in their boats, they're really powerful rowers, right? And most people don't know this about the Vikings, but all the power does not come from their arms, right? What they do is this very secret Viking technique from 400 years ago. It's very seldom talked about these days, but they always have their right shoe off. And they have a special place to put their big toe. They call it their row toe. It's the toe that they use to row. So all the force and power is channeled through their row toe, and that's what gives them all the power to row. So a Viking will always be considered worthy as long as his row toe is intact. But the day that he breaks his row toe is the day that the Viking has lost his manliness, his power, the respect of his group. So he has to go retire, or go to Valhalla or something. I don't know. So moral of the story, always protect your roto. You never want to break your roto. Never break your roto. Keep that roto intact. Never break your roto. Never break your roto. Never break your roto. Never break your roto. To break or broken roto. Broken roto. Broken means roto.
To break.
Sorry, I got too excited in the story. It's broken. Roto is broken. Like the glass is roto. My foot is roto, right? My heart is roto. Corazón roto, broken heart. R-O-T-O, I think, yes.
Break then.
Romper. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, to break your rump. Breaking your ass, break your rump, romper. Right? I got way too drunk with the rum and I broke my pears. Romper. So romper is to break, and sorry, roto is broken. I have a broken roto. Broken roto. Broken is roto, and roto is broken. Broken roto. Excelente. Here's one funny one from a few days ago. Butt cheeks. Very important in every conversation. You need butt cheeks. Butt cheeks is nalgas. Nalgas. You have to beware. Beware of Mexican butt cheeks after a long night of enchiladas, of spicy tacos, and spicy nachos, and a lot of beer. Because those anal gases, wow, those anal gases will ruin you, right? The anal gas, nalgas. So nalgas is butt cheeks. Nalgas is butt cheeks. Now that's funny because you can tell, normally you say buenas noches to somebody, and it's funny every once in a while to slip in a buenas nalgas, and then, and they're like, wait, what? You repeat that, you say buenas noches, and they're like, holy fuck, I'm losing my mind here, right? Like, nice butt cheeks. Wait, what? And it's funny to see like their brain react. They're so lost, so confused. So yeah, nalgas. Also a spanking. I mean, now we're down this rabbit hole. A spanking is una nalgada. Nalgada. It's like literally like the butt cheeking, the cheeking of the butt. The nalgada. Una nalgada. Now, like literally, it's like anal gas, like nal gas. It's literally anal gas is butt cheeks.
Is it one word or two?
It's one word, nal gas. Unless you spread them. I need my soundboard, I think. What other words? All right, let's take a suggestion from the audience. What's a word that you've had trouble with, or a word that you think is difficult to remember, to learn? Mantenimiento.
Yeah, I have a hard time saying that.
So I think that I've been saying it wrong for a long time. I say it's mantenimiento, but I think I was told that it's not mantenimiento. Let me see if I remember the correction. Mantenimiento. Mantenimiento, right?
No, it's mantenimiento.
Mantenimiento. That was one of the first words that I learned in Spanish, because I was, when I got hired by the Thompson, and I managed to convince them that I was going to somehow learn Spanish in a month, and they somehow believed me, and I somehow managed to do it. But I was there observing everything. I was trying to observe all the words and listen and make stories in my head and take notes and mental notes. And everybody was a teacher to me. And the security guard, I remember the first day, I said, hey, the light's broken. Can you call maintenance? And he said, adelante mantenimiento, adelante a
No, es que mantenimiento lo puede ver de dos formas. Mantenimiento de mantener.
Sí, de mantener, así es.
Y mantenimiento de...
Hacer el mantenimiento del carro. Sí, pero es a lo que refiero, es adelante a mantenimiento, ¿no? Sí, excelente, I still got it. Adelante a mantenimiento. It's also used for maintenance, as in maintenance of the car, or like the building maintenance, like in English, right? So he says, adelante a mantenimiento, me copias. And I was like, all right, I learned a lot of cool things here. maintenance must be mantenimiento. Very good. And then me copias must mean do you copy me? Okay, me copias is you copy me. Okay, then there's an S, so it's you copy. Okay, perfect. And this guy's name must be Adelante. So for a long time, hola Adelante, ciao Adelante. Adelante means go ahead. So, in English we say fill to maintenance, do you copy? Spanish, you say go ahead maintenance, do you copy? And he never corrected me. It wasn't until a lot longer that another security guard, he says adelante a maintenance. Oh, tú también adelante. ¿Qué? Tú también adelante, tu nombre. ¿Cómo te llamas? No, Roberto. And I'm like, oh, otro seguridad, mañana adelante. No, Ricardo. Like, what? So, to answer your question, when we have long words like this, the stories are going to be a little bit difficult at your stage. Once you've practiced the stories for a couple of months or a couple of years, you can use the stories to open your mind to everything. Names, phone numbers, credit card numbers, words, things that you need for work, dance moves, guitar, anything can be reformatted in your brain. It's fucking amazing. You feel like a superhero, right? Ever saw that movie Limitless? When the guy takes the pill and all of a sudden his brain opens up and can do some really weird things? That's, if you do speed learning memory tricks for a while, that's how it feels. Not all the time. If somebody tells me their name and I don't pay attention and I don't make a conscious effort, in 5 seconds it's gone, right? If you ask me what I had for breakfast on the day where I was not present, I had no idea, right? But when it's time to focus it, when it's time to pop that pill and say, all right, I'm going to work with this thing and I'm going to lock it in my brain forever, you know that you can do it. So, but with mantenimiento, with longer words, the best is to go through repetition, but in a funner way. So let's start at the end, right? So I just want to confirm once again, because somebody threw me off like a month ago. Mantenimiento.
Mantenimiento.
Perfect. Mantenimiento. Okay. So mantenimiento. All right. So, I mean, the first association, just to get us started off in the beginning is, right? If you want, there's that old, there was a gag reel where this prankster was on a real feminist panel, and his friends were telling him what to say to try and get him in a lot of trouble. And then his goal was to disagree with everything they said. And at the end, he said, I'm not trying to say that, women's rights shouldn't be just as important as men's and everybody should be equal. I absolutely agree. But what I'm saying is that between a man mechanic and a woman mechanic, you're all for equal rights. But if you want your car fixed, you want, and the whole room just got so silent. So for maintenance, normally it's a maintenance man. Normally, maintenance man. So you start with man, right? Man. So now that we know the start, now let's work our way backwards from the end, right? So mantenimiento. So everybody say, miento. 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 Miento, miento, miento. 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 Sit with it for 5 minutes or 1 minute and miento. Right? Then it's teni. So tenimiento. 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 Mantenimiento. 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 Man! You asked the question, bro. You're not even listening. Mantenimiento. Very good. Mantenimiento. Mantenimiento.
Mantenimiento.
Excelente. Mantenimiento. Excelente. Mantenimiento. Excelente. Mantenimiento. Excelente. Mantenimiento. Excelente. Mantenimiento.
Mantenimiento.
Eso. Mantenimiento. Yes. Maintenance. La maintenance. Un homme de maintenance ou de la maintenance du véhicule. You said it perfectly, so well done. Yeah. Mantenimiento.
Mantenimiento.
Excelente. Mantenimiento.
Mantenimiento.
Excelente. And mantenimiento.
Mantenimiento.
Eso. We got it. Excelente. Excelente. All right. Normally we do 2 verb tenses, the present tense plus 1, but let's just go in 30 seconds. I'll break down the present tense. If you want to do it more in depth, watch the first video on YouTube, or next week I'll do it a little bit more. So present tense, simple. Take the full verb, and for he, she, you simply drop the R. That's it. So hablar becomes habla. Comer, come. So we don't want to switch from the A to the E, right? Hablar, habla. Comer, come. It's easy for our English brains to switch the A and the E because they're so, right? But in Spanish, if we can see the A, it's always ah. The E is Canadian, it's always eh. Very good. So habla, come. So wherever, we just drop the R, we have he, she, it. Robert, Roberto, and the dog. What do we add for you? S. Why? Because Phil, you're an ass. Everybody point to me and say, Phil, you're an ass. Very good. So you, right? Me copias. Do you copy my ass? Me copias. Do you copy me? Right? And then for they and y'all, what do we add? The N. Because them monkeys are eating my banananas, and y'all are monkeys eating my banananas. Right? So we switch the S for an N. Bam. And for we, everybody, wherever we are, we drop the R and we make the most out of we time, right? So hablar, we drop the R and we speak. Hablamos, comer, comemos, right? So really quick, hablar becomes habla, hablas, hablan, hablamos. Comer becomes come, comes, comen, comemos. If you understand this super simple principle, right there you have access. I would say 70% of all the things you're going to be doing with verbs in your life, right? Present tense with almost all verbs, that's the bread and butter of your communication. But now let's dive into, actually, wanted a quick expression or a quick joke. What was the joke that I wanted? Ah, yes. Caminar. Caminar, like el camino, right? It's to walk. Or an el camino is the path. So camino, el camino is I walk the path. Camino. So caminar is to walk. Ayuda. What's ayuda? Help. A combatir. Combat, to fight. Combat, right? Active combat, live combat. So walking helps to combat la depresión. Depression. Especialmente, especially cuando, when, no, not cuanto. Is quantity, that's how combien. But cuando, c'est quand, when. Caminas, wait, caminar, drop the R, caminas means you walk a la taqueria. To the taco stand. So walking helps to combat depression, especially if you walk to get tacos, right? That helps a lot. Tacos make you happy. Pardon? Caminar ayuda a combatir la depresión, especialmente cuando caminas a la taqueria. I'll put it in the chat as well. We gotta laugh, it works! It's excelente. Expression. Let's do 2 quick ones. The listo, calisto, telefonisto from the beginning, right? It's like Ready Freddy. But it doesn't mean anything. It's just a funny rhyme. Listo, calisto, telefonisto. It's just hilarious for some reason. I don't know. Try it out, right? How are you? Ready to go? Listo, calisto, telefonisto. Bam, bam, bam. Right? Ready to go, Freddy. Ready, Freddy. Listo, calisto, telefonisto. To be honest, I don't really know. I think it's probably like the calice, like the chalice, right? Like in the church, like calice. Like in the church, you drink like the but calisto no tiene un
Nada más es una expresión de que estás listo, de que lo vas a hacer.
Sí, pero la palabra calisto nunca la vas a usar en otra forma, ¿no? En otro escenario. Solo listo, Calisto. Yeah, you never use Calisto anywhere else. So it's just, and also telefonisto doesn't mean anything.
Una telefonista.
Ah, okay, it means the phone guy. Like I don't even know, what would you call it in English? Like an operator, maybe. Yeah, maybe an operator. Those days are long gone. So yeah, telefonista is the phone guy. So it doesn't mean anything. Here's a good one that you can use if ever you say a joke and it doesn't land. La miel. What's miel? Honey, right? Luna de miel is the honeymoon, right? Luna de miel. So la miel no está hecho. Have you ever seen the labels on the shirts? Hecho in Mexico, made in Mexico. So hecho is made or done, but made. So la miel no está hecho. Honey is not made para la boca del asno. Asno or burro means like donkey. So honey is not made for the mouth of the donkey. So if you make a great joke and it's hilarious, they don't laugh. Honey's not made for the mouth of the donkey, honey. My liquid gold is wasted on those lips of yours. Right? So you can use asno or burro. All right, so first of all, when you're going to bribe a cop or in a situation where you might need to bribe a cop, for homework, everybody drive down the wrong side of the road and test it out and bring your findings. So first of all, the most important thing is the first 3 seconds. When he's walking up to you with his 8,000 peso a month salary and hungry kids at home that need braces or vacation, or maybe he wants to go to Tapanco and get some lap dances or something, whatever. He wants money from you. He sees dollar signs on you. He knows he can get money out of you. But he can get money off the next guy or the next girl just as easily. They don't need you and your money. They can get the next one. But they'll try, right? So if you have this mindset of they don't want my money, they don't want to ruin my day, they just want to help me, they want to love me, they want to support me because they're going to be wonderful people and I'm a wonderful person and everything, you will find the most amazing cops in Playa all the time. I have never, not once in 5 years here, and I've had a lot of interactions with the cops here, just for random things. I never did anything wrong. But I've never, not once, had a single bad interaction or met a single bad cop. I'm sure many of them were assholes, but somehow they didn't have that energy with me, right? Is it because I'm special? No. It's for some very simple ingredients, and if you use them, you will have the same experience. So the first 3 seconds are the most important. You want to approach with humility, want to be humble, right? You want to be friendly and funny if you can. Yeah, funny. So but humble is the most important thing, and funny, right? I like that. Humble and funny and polite, right? If you have this mindset of, oh, this fucking pig, this fucking thief, this fucking asshole, right? You put that out there, you will get it back 10 times. He'll prove you right. Oh, they're happy to prove you right. So start the conversation with, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Fresco como lechuga? Right? Immediately, before anything, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Fresco como lechuga? A little smile, right? How are you? Fresh as lettuce? Or if they ask you, how are you? You say, fresco como lechuga. No cop, no matter how much of an asshole they are, nobody wants to take the freshness out of your lettuce. Remember that, right? So you starting off fresh as lettuce, they laugh, and they almost always will ask you, ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? So you say, de Canadá, de Alemania, de Rusia, but, ahora más mexicano que el nopal. I'm Canadian, but now I'm more Mexican than the cactus. Right? Then you get a second laugh. You get them laughing twice, you are scot-free, okay? So they've never tried to extort anything from me, and any of my students who have used these have never been extorted. But if you did do something wrong, 60% of the time, I did the math, 60% of the time I got off scot-free. Completely scot-free. Even though I was way in the wrong, go a little too fast, wrong way, this, that, whatever, completely scot-free. 40% of the time, 200 pesos, $10, right? And you hear stories, 5,000 pesos, 10,000 pesos, $1,000, people are paying. The going rate, the local discount, is 200 pesos, right? So never pay more than 200 pesos. Although maybe with inflation, it's gone up a little bit. If you're in a car or something a little bit really bad, or a couple infractions, maybe 500 pesos. Never pay more than 500 pesos for a bribe, guys. Right? So,
Went down certified, and I was just going over there on the 10, just a little bit the wrong way, and up on the crosswalk and over on the side. And just when I went on the crosswalk, the cop was right there on the bike, the big bike, and it cost me 1,000.
so now next time you do the same thing with the same cop and you give him 200 pesos. So first of all, also keep in mind, most people are very lazy in the world in general, but especially cops here. They're very lazy. They don't want to do paperwork.
Might I add, I had the license for the car, and I have no plate on the bike.
So still, maybe 500, okay. Not 1,000, no. So they're so lazy. They don't want, if they write you a ticket, they have to write a report. They have to fill it in. They got to do all these things. And they still get paid the same. Nothing from this interaction. So they don't want to give you a ticket. Second of all, if you're driving or doing something, I'm going to send in the group tonight, you have an exempt as a tourist, like you're Mexican cactus, but you're still a tourist. You are allowed 2 written warnings for no, I said it last time. It were not, like non-dangerous infractions, right? Non-serious infractions, you're allowed 2 warnings. Right? So you didn't have the helmet, the thing. You're allowed, okay, here it is. By law, I'm allowed 2 written warning. With all, not in a mean way, but you've tried everything else. Worst case scenario, you show them this and say, with all due respect, I would like my written warning. I've never had a written warning before, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying to understand the culture here. No mames way. I don't know, trying to understand the culture, the driving, this, that. Can you have a written warning, please? I promise I won't do it again. They'll just let you go. They'll send you off. They don't want to even write the warning, right? So now if you got to the point where you've tried to do that and they're like, well, they're going to have to get you for it, you say, eres muy listo. You're very intelligent. Or just, go right into it. No hay otra forma que podemos arreglar esto? No hay otra forma que podemos arreglar esto? Right? Otra forma would be another way, another form. Arreglar is to solve, to arrange. Esto, this. And then normally you can see by their reaction if you're in or you're out. 99.9% of the time you're in. They'll say, how much are you thinking? Or like, what are you thinking? Like, what do you mean? Right? And you can say like, ¿puedo darte algo para el refresco? ¿Puedo darte algo para el refresco? ¿Puedo? Can I darte, give you algo, something para el refresco, for the soft drink? Can I give you some soft drink money, something so you can buy yourself a Coca-Cola? Right? They know that means, because you're not going to, whoa, bribe? No, I don't know bribes. You look thirsty. It's a hot summer day. So, if ever you get in a bad situation, you can back out. I didn't offer a bribe. I don't know what bribes are. I heard that Mexicans like Coca-Cola. I'm just trying to refresh you on this hot summer day, right? So you're always have a back, right? And normally then they'll ask you like, okay, like what are you thinking? Me, I always say, normalmente me cobran 200 pesos. Normally, usually, me cobran. They charge me. Cobrar is to charge, right? You're the cashiers. Te puedo cobrar? Can I charge you? Right? 200 pesos. And they always like, wait, what do you mean normally? Right? Or they'll say, okay, 1,000 pesos. 1,000 pesos? Neta? No mames, wey. Hey, right? And you say, no. Precio local. Descuento local. Local discount. Give me local discount on the bribe. Come on. Right? No soy gringo. Descuento local, porfis. If you're a girl and you say descuento local, porfis, you're golden. You're golden. And or get a mix. But it's so much funner to do it yourself. So you get both. And normally you're using 1 or 2 of these, and normally it's so easy, it's so fast, and they just want to get the money and go, right? So you'll use one of them and you get it only happened once where I had to pay more than 200 pesos and I had to use all of them. And I was with some buddies who were visiting from Canada. It was their last night, and he said, My friend Boris, he said, Phil, can I ride on your motorcycle? And I'm like, oh, I only have one helmet with me. How about tomorrow? He said, no, we're leaving tomorrow. Next trip. I never been on a motorcycle before, please. I'm like, all right. We'll go one block, and that's it. He said, okay. I give him my helmet. We go one block, woo, 4 cops. I'm going on the wrong side of the road with that one helmet, 4 cops, and I say to my friend, just shut up, let me do the talking. ¿Cómo están? ¿Frescos como la lechuga? And they start laughing and they say, ¿de dónde eres? Soy canadiense, pero ahora más mexicano que el nopal. They start laughing and then they were talking. They say, why don't you have the helmet? I say, I didn't have the helmet, forgot it, sorry, I didn't know. Why are you in the one way? It's a one way? Really? I always get turned around with these things. I'm, lo siento mucho. Lo siento, I'm trying to learn. So that we got down to it. The guy has my driver's license and he says, Phil, this is going to be a little expensive. We're going to have to write you up and it's going to cost probably a couple thousand pesos. We take your driver's license, you have to come pay it at the station. So I say, no hay otra forma que podemos arreglar esto? No, there's no other way we can arrange this. And he said, ¿qué quieres decir? What do you want to say? I said, algo para el refresco. I say, ¿qué quieres decir? ¿Qué refresco? En lugar, no quiero pagar mañana, mejor pago ahora, más rápido. All right? I don't want to pay tomorrow, or I don't want to pay, I pay here, it's faster. I'm not offering a bribe, I want to pay the ticket here, right? And then he said, what were you thinking? And I said, well, normalmente me cobran 200 pesos. And they all started laughing their asses off. Like, what do you mean normalmente? I said, what? What? What do you mean, what? Started laughing, and they said, look, we're 4 people here. That's only 50 pesos each. And I looked them straight in the eyes. At this point, they're laughing. I said, I can try to push it. I said, con todo respeto, me suena como problema de ustedes. With all due respect, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. And then they really started laughing. And they said, okay, 500 pesos. Yours 500 pesos and you're good to go. I'm like, 500 pesos? How am I going to eat tonight? How am I going to feed my kids? 500 pesos. I'll have to take out a loan to pay this off. And they were laughing a bit, and we started talking, changed subjects about something else. And then one of the cops walked around and said, Felipe, where's your license plate? 500 pesos, you said, get this peso. They laughed so hard, they didn't even charge me extra. They took the day to get the hell out of here. I said, my friend, just walk, I'll meet you at the hotel. And I went. So you can get away with so much. Just be friendly, be playful, always open up with fresco como lechuga, right? Use funny things like listo, calisto, telefonisto, sereno, moreno, tranquilo, Camilo. Neta? No mames, way. Chingon, way. A huevo, way. Be formal, be informal with them. They're very friendly. They're just people, right? So use dude on them. They find it hilarious, right? I think that if you're Mexican and you say it in the wrong way, they might get offended. But I think most Mexicans will also use the way, right, on the cops, depending again which person you're speaking. But as a foreigner, you can always say no mames way to a cop as long as you have the right energy and you've opened up with fresco como lechuga, you've made them laugh once, you have permission to push it a little further. And they will, and this works every time, hundreds of times, right? Any questions? Oh, you were first and then you were second?
Sorry, it's not a question. I just remembered a win from earlier.
Yes, win.
So I'm taking boxing classes, and most of them speak Spanish only. And the other day I was very happy because I heard some of the guys speaking, and it's all Spanish, and I just heard Chingong way, and I was like,
yeah, recognizing the Chingon way, yes. Excelente. You're going to start noticing a lot more things.
We were going through Tabasco, and we rent our car from a taxi driver, and he says they're not allowed to ask for your insurance. Well, they brought out a rule book and said right here it says 4,800 pesos if you don't have your insurance. Well, the taxi driver had it, but he had it at home because you don't have to carry it in Mexico. And it was like, how do we convince this guy that we don't need it here? Because I believe the taxi driver, right?
Then you just simply say, okay, con todo respeto, dame I don't even know how to, boleto de infracción, ¿no? La constancia de infracción, boleto de infracción.
Es una boleta.
Boleta, sí. You say, okay, dame, I'll pay it tomorrow at the station. Okay, write it up. Say, my best friend is a lawyer, and he's best friend with the mayor, and I don't want to drop any names. Or say, my best friend is a lawyer here, okay, it's actually his car, and I don't want to drop any names, but his cousin is really high up. So he told me that I don't need the, so you know what? He's a good lawyer. Write it down, he'll contest it. So please write it down for me. I don't want any trouble. I'm sorry, I don't want any trouble. But he told me if there's any problem, ticket, and he'll take care of it. They don't want to write the tickets.
We ended up giving him 1,000.
So it's
4 of us.
still like relatively, still 1,000 pesos is not that bad, right? But still normally
Basco. That's
Yeah.
the one you have to watch when you're driving.
Be careful.
Palenque and Chiapas.
Excelente. So please, like I said, I can't give you the native fluency, but I guarantee you, if you simply play the game, if you simply show up or try to show up every week, and every day try to have a 5-minute interaction, a 10-second interaction, try to just express things, find a joke and tell it to 100 people, try to just stay in the game. It's simply a matter of doing enough reps and you will get muscle. You will get to near native fluency in 6 months, right? So keep playing the game. I'll send the 47 Dreams link in the Lechugas group, and a huevo way! Thank you very much. I said, yes.
They say, do you speak Spanish? How do you say a little bit?
Say, no, don't say, sí, hablo español, pero, necesito practicar más. I speak Spanish. Don't say my Spanish is shit. I speak a little. No, yes, I speak Spanish. I'm bilingual, but I need to practice.
Okay.
Thank you very much, guys.